What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie Person, and we're going to talk about weight gain on carnivore and fasting and keto. Why are people gaining weight? I'm getting this from so many clients. This morning, I had another client who's gaining weight on carnivore, and I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's learn about it. What's going on? The problem is, again, a lot of you guys are not finding out what's going on with your hormones before doing any of these diets. Your body literally acclimatizes and gets used to a certain way of living, even though it's not good for you. And then you flip it over, and some people do well in the beginning, and some people just literally do terribly, or some people do well and then they do terrible and they can't figure out what's going on. And that's why there's me. Now, how can you gain weight doing carnivore? I thought you cut out your carbs. Problem is, a lot of you guys are fasting and cutting out your carbs, or you're fasting and then you're doing keto and then you're doing cyclical ketogenic diets. None of that worked. And then you try to do carnivore and then you try to fast. Or you try to do carnivore to lower your blood sugar and it's not lowering. Now, everyone has different levels of toxicity, stress, damage to their DNA, and we respond very differently to lifestyle stressors. So it really doesn't matter what somebody else does or how successful anyone else has been. It just doesn't matter. It matters what's going on with your body. Now we're learning this as science and things evolve. We're learning about all the chemicals and forever chemicals in our salt, in our pepper, in our butter, and all the stuff that we deem as healthy, and our water source. And people's toxic bucket load just keeps higher and higher. And you can't see a toxic bucket load. It just one drop over the edge of the bucket, and it's like you're hemorrhaging health issues. One thing is the weight gain. The reason why that is because a lot of you guys are eating high protein. And when you eat high protein, even though it's better than eating a bunch of cookies, figuratively and symbolically, like I've used, your blood sugar is spiking. And your body can't deal with the stress of not adapting. There's not enough fat. Consultation after consultation, people are still eating too much protein and not enough fat. And they're starving. They're really hungry. And then you have people who are fasting and doing carnivore and they like lose weight, but then they gain the weight. If you gain any weight after losing any weight, you're slowing down your metabolism. And now this is going to affect your what? Your thyroid. So a big reason is the thyroid gland. People are developing, either they're having an underlying thyroid problem and that rears its ugly head, or they're having issues with their insulin control, and then of course their kidney function, because all of these things are going to either filter or convert hormones into something that's either going to make you burn fat or gain fat. If your metabolism slows down because you're not in ketosis, because, well, let's see, you're not converting enough T4 into T3, and the T3 is not getting into your cells, which is the thyroid hormone, or the taxi cab that takes the T3 to the cell so you can burn fat is not getting into the cell because the protein, which is the taxi cab or the Uber driver, is holding it hostage, the protein binding globulin. And it can literally happen from one day to the next. And all of a sudden you're like gaining weight and you're like, I'm trying and I'm trying and I'm trying. It's not working anymore. Because the more you're trying to force the body to perform miracles under this like modern world stress of nonsense, the worse it doesn't want to cooperate and it malfunctions. It doesn't matter how you were a year ago. People try to show me blood results from like 6 months ago or a year ago, 2 years ago. I'm like, that's 2 years ago. And we know that even with something like potassium, that you could take your potassium numbers in the morning at the doctor, and by the evening, the numbers have completely changed. So that's why the potassium numbers can be very subjective. That's why you guys can be dehydrated, even though the numbers say that you're not. It's crazy how it all works. And don't even get me started. I need to do the whole triglyceride, friggin' cholesterol breakdown again. But let's talk about cholesterol, right? Because our liver makes 75% of our cholesterol. And well, if your liver is not functioning properly, nothing in your body is going to function properly, my people. And if your liver is not functioning properly, neither is your kidneys. And if those two organs aren't going to function properly, guess what? Neither is your gallbladder. And if your gallbladder is not functioning, neither will your pancreas. And all this has to do with absorbing your nutrition and using the nutrition to make thyroid hormone. And you start gaining weight because the thyroid will slow down and you'll start packing on the weight. You can't burn anything with a thyroid T3 or you have Hashimoto's. So Hashimoto's is a disease where your body begins to attack the thyroid gland, like attack. And that's why when people get their antibodies checked, their TPO antibodies, they're raised and elevated, and the body's like freaking out, starts doing weird stuff. And the thyroid gets inflamed, and nothing goes right. But that's a lot of you. In fact, most people I do consultations with have an underlying thyroid condition, and they don't even know it because they've dieted too much, or they were a vegan, or they're fasting, or they have a sugar addiction, or they have so much stress in their life and they don't sleep well. This is like most people I talk to, if not everyone. It's insane. Humans are constantly just putting too much pressure on the body and expecting it to perform, and it doesn't. Your body will rob from Paul to give it to Pete, or Pete to give to Paul. And that's what I'm seeing. And it's happening to men as well. So let me pull up this image so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. Your liver has to function properly for the thyroid to function properly to burn fat, my people. It's not about calories in, calories out. If that thyroid is not working properly, you're going to be fracked up. All right. So let me talk about some of the things that you need to consider when you are thinking about dropping body fat on carnivore, eating too much protein, having your insulin become resistant, right? Your electrolytes tank, which you really need for your hormones to function properly, and you're not getting to ketosis because the gallbladder is freaking out. So your liver is a really important organ. It's obviously important for metabolizing carbohydrates, your macros, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, and your body will convert it to a viable energy. Okay, so it's a detoxification organ, so it removes toxins and harmful things from the body, including the pharmaceuticals and all this freaking supplements you guys are taking on these diets. Okay, it stores also your vitamins and minerals, as well as glucose and fatty acids. So if you guys are having a problem with your thyroid and you can't lose weight, and the liver's not functioning and it's not storing these important micronutrients, it's like the fine little things between the line that nobody's thinking about. Okay. So it also regulates your hormone levels in the body, like your insulin. I'm telling you that liver is everything. It's everything. Your estrogen and your testosterone. So you've got the liver is so a part of every part of your body that we kind of forget about this very sensitive organ. And then of course it plays a role in your immune function, which removes bacteria, sclerosis, and yes, I said sclerosis, and harmful things from the bloodstream. Okay, so we have to think why we're having issues with our gallbladder, our liver, and how when the liver's bogged down, everything else is. Liver, kidney, gallbladder, pancreas, you done. You toast, you fried, you cooked. Okay, so most of what you guys don't realize is that high blood sugar, stress, poor diet, all of these things are going to bog down the liver, right? The liver enzymes, the liver thickens, and you will have elevated liver enzymes. So a lot of you might want to consider an ALT or an AST to find out what's going on with your liver, because you can literally draw a line from your liver to your gallbladder. And I'm telling you, most people in my consultations have both. They've got they don't realize it because almost no one does liver enzyme testing, but they have a bogged down liver, bogged down kidney, and bogged down gallbladder. But you know what the problem is, my people, is that doctors consider an unhealthy range healthy in the US. So you could be just subclinical, like what's normal, and they're like, you're fine. And I've seen this with A1C numbers, thyroid numbers, reproductive hormonal numbers. Everybody's on the lower end of healthy, and the doctors are like, you're absolutely fine. So you guys walk out the front door still like scratching your head, why am I gaining weight? We tying this together. Now you got to think like this, my people. If your liver is bogged down, you're not going to make viable ketones. You're not. And if your gallbladder's not working, then you're definitely not going to absorb the fat soluble vitamins to even make the ketone bodies via the liver. So we're in a cycle of a clusterfuck of a mess. Yes. So, my people, you have to consider that liver function, hydration on carnivore. A lot of you carnivore people are dehydrated. When you dehydrated, your liver instantly is not going to perform well. You can't get rid of estrogen, right? Keeps recycling, getting stuck in the liver, helping you gain weight, right? Thyroid's not going to function properly if you're not hydrated. You need the minerals. So you need things like, for that thyroid, you need selenium, right? You need selenium, not only for the thyroid, but for the liver. You need selenium's great for the liver. You can get that from liver. That's why liver is so good for the liver. Eating liver is good for your liver and the thyroid. Okay. Milk thistle is also a really good thing for liver support. And this down the rabbit hole, the elbow bone is connected to the nose bone. Why you're not losing weight? Because you're not looking at your liver. That's a big part of it. Not only your insulin response, right? Insulin is a massive one, and stress and all that, but your liver function. Zinc, you can get that in liver, oyster extract, seafood, mollusks, vitamin A, liver, and choline, egg yolks for your liver, if you guys can tolerate egg yolks. So if you guys are eating a bunch of sardines, one woman, she was eating a bunch of sardines. I'm like, you need to diversify your meats for the bacteria and for the micronutrient breakdown, because there's different vitamins and minerals and levels in all different types of organs and foods. So stop eating the same food every day, my people, if you want to get better. Yes. Oops. The problem is that if your liver's not functioning properly, neither is your kidneys. Kidneys are not functioning properly, neither is your gallbladder. If your gallbladder is not functioning properly, neither is your thyroid. It's like, what is that noise? Neither is your thyroid. It all comes back, and you're not going to lose weight. You're not going to lose weight. Diversify your meats. Rotate every 3 days. Stop eating the same food every day, my people. Stop doing it. Make sure you get magnesium, potassium, and I don't mean no salt. I need to do a video on stop taking no salt, that toxic garbage, for your potassium, right? Or potassium chloride. Don't do that. Don't do that. People are like, I think I got some magnesium. They're just taking whatever magnesium. Don't take whatever magnesium. Get magnesium glycinate. Magnesium citrate to poop, because you got to get that estrogen out, because that's also catering to your fat gain on carnivore. But the liver, it's so important that your blood sugar remains stable. If the blood sugar remains high, your liver gets bogged down. If the liver gets bogged down, you're not making T3. The conversion from T4 to T3 goes down the toilet from the thyroid. So there's like 3 major reasons why you're gaining weight on carnivore. One of the main reasons is that liver function, and it's connected to the rest of your organs. the dehydration, the lack of the right nutrients, and then stress. Yeah, hydration, stress. Stress is involved in like categories of getting better sleep and breathing properly. And also, my people, sit upright, because if you're sitting at a desk, you don't have enough circulation in your organs. And you have a back of cholesterol in your gallbladder and not enough bile salts. That's when you create stones. You're sitting like this all day. Don't do that. Sit like this and exercise, because exercise is going to keep that flow of the organs, upper trunk. If you don't have the flow and you don't sit properly and you don't breathe properly and you're going down that cortisol pathway, and then the thyroid doesn't get the nutrition that it needs because the liver is bogged down, you can't make ketones to drop fat, and you're losing the ability to make T4, T3 and use it, and then you're gaining weight on carnivore because number one, you're dehydrated. Number two, you're taking in too much protein, bogging down the liver and the kidneys. Number three, your gallbladder is not working, or you have a subclinical thyroid issue you're not aware of. And so when you fast and eat a bunch of protein and don't get into ketosis, you start gaining weight. And I see it person after person after person. And the weight that they're losing on the scale is water weight, muscle weight, but rarely are they losing the fat and building the muscle. I hope that helps. Just a reminder. Watch your liver function. If your liver is bogged down, you're not going to make ketones to lose the weight. If your liver is bogged down, the thyroid conversion of T4 into T3 is not happening, you're going to gain weight. If the liver is not functioning and their insulin's high, you're going to gain weight. It's interesting, right? And if you fast, well, that's just going to slow down the ability for your body to use convert T4 into T3 and get it into the cells, because the body thinks that it's starving. So it just starts turning down the metabolism, which is a part of the thyroid. All right, and I'm out. Energy. This is stuff that I'm going to put in the 30-day challenge, but I'm going to simplify. This is a little much for most people. Some people just need to read it in 5 seconds. I want people to look at something for literally under a minute and go, got it. Got it. I'm not going to overcomplicate this course, and it's going to involve all 3 diets. It's just that carnivore is trending right now. I do keto. That's my lane. I ride the line of carnivore, but I don't go all the way there, honey, my honey child. Y'all know I've done videos on why I think you should never do carnivore long term and get some of that plant source back in to some varying degree for certain reasons, and that is more videos to come. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. I also have a course that's $15 a month. It's a subscription-based membership, and you can sign up through that on my website. The challenge is just 30 days, and you're going to walk away with like the arsenal of material to keep your body healthy. I'm covering all 3 diets: low carb, high fat, starch base, keto, omnivore, the plants, and carnivore, high fat carnivore. It's going to be really cool. There's no sign up dates yet. Everybody will know way before when the sign up dates will start, because I will be announcing it. Right now, I'm just doing and researching and putting together all the material, which is so cool. Love it. Love this stuff. All right, guys, I'm out. Stephanie Ketogenic is my Instagram. And I have consultations. You can talk to me directly because I got you. I got this. Energy. Although I got to run outside and ride my horse right now because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I really want to talk more about Steph's story time and about, as we get older, I'm 55, and so many people, men and women, men are going through menopause, women are going through menopause. A lot of younger women are having issues with fertility, and men are having serious issues, and people are having depression. And I want to go more into things that will give you the equipment nutritionally and lifestyle and inside here on how to deal with this crazy life that we're living I mean, it's bonkers, berserko, like nutcracker, nut bag. Like, I can't. And most people don't want to talk about it because it's so scary. When people say, like, I don't want to talk about that's too negative, I was like, ooh, you in trouble. Because without pain, you can never have joy. And we have to face things. And when it comes to your health, you have to face that too. But it's all inclusive. And thanks, guys. Comment below if you want me to talk about something in particular. Sometimes you guys ask like very complicated questions. I'm like, don't ask the questions. Sign up for my challenge or join my course. We can, or uh, book a consultation. But it's hard to sit on YouTube when you're getting like hundreds of like questions. Tell me what you want me to talk about. And if you have a great experience to share, please comment below. I can only answer like simple things because I don't know you. Otherwise, share this content. That's really how it works. Um, this is how, let me tell you, how you pass 100,000 subscribers and just watch. Like, I'm down 200 people. So I always have to be careful what I say. I think I'm the only one who actually talks about the cookies. I talk about what's going on in the world a little bit more than I should, but I can't just ignore it either. But yeah, life is weird, but life is wonderful. And I'm out. Peace. Get ready for the challenge. Be patient. Dates are coming soon. Bye, guys. Energy.